The world has gone absolutely mad, insane. Everywhere you look, there's chaos, there's drama. There's the word insanity. And we as human beings have created it all. David Essel here in the box, and I want to talk about this today. The world has gone mad. It is so insane. I look at all the clients I work with, I look at my life, I look at my family's life, and it's the same everywhere. It doesn't matter what city, what country you're living in. And there's reason behind it. And we have a huge role in it. And a lot of us don't want to admit that. And I'm going to be sharing things today that I believe can have a profound effect on decreasing the insanity, the chaos, the drama that we've accepted as normal. You know, that new term, new normal. I question it. Because the minute we start saying this is the new normal, we've given up. We've stopped working. We've stopped trying. Well, this is just the new norm. This is just the new norm. You're always going to have to be worrying about the next COVID. This is the new norm with the presidential insanity. This is the new norm with more wars starting again. You know, the world has gone mad. Russia, Ukraine. Israel, Palestine. The U.S. government. All insane. Now, some people may take exception with my statement right there, and that's okay. I'm not going to argue. If you want to post below that you disagree with me, purely go ahead and do it. I'm not here to argue. I'm here to try to solve a problem that is just out of control right now. So what do we do when the world has gone mad? Well, the very first thing we do is we take responsibility. And this is what none of us want to do. None of us want to think we have anything to do with the fact that the world is insane and the U.S. is falling apart. We don't want to take responsibility for it, but it is our fault. It's your fault and my fault if we're doing the following things. Number one, how addicted are you to the media? Because the more you watch, always remember this, we become what we watch, what we listen to, what we read, and who we hang out with. So if you're talking to friends about the insanity of the pandemic or the insanity of the White House or the insanity of Israel, Palestine, or Ukraine, Russia, you're part of the problem. Because you and I, when we continue to gossip about things without doing anything in the physical world or the mental prayer world, but all we do is talk and talk and talk. It's the talking head expert that's not an expert at all. None of us are experts. Do you know why I say this? We've never gone through this kind of insanity before. No one has an idea of what to do. That's why I want to give ideas on what to freaking do. I will tell you this. If 95% of Americans quit watching the news, the evening news right now, we would see a shift in how the evening news is produced. But until we get a huge percentage of people with the balls to walk away and not have to know everything that's going on every second in the world that's negative in nature, until we have people using logic and decreasing the amount of time that they're listening to insane radio, listening to the insane television, same crap over and over and over again, more visual images to stimulate dopamine receptors so you become addicted to seeing what other horrendous act. You know, have you ever seen when you drive by an accident how everyone wants to look? Everyone wants to look. Everyone is attracted to damage, to death. And so we keep watching the news and we keep going to work, talking to our coworkers about the insanity in the White House or the craziness in Russia or the insanity in Israel. You know, we talk and we talk and we talk, and all we're doing is deepening the damn problem. So here's step number one. Get the hell off the news. But I'm going to give you a break. Choose one day a week that you want to watch your 30 minutes of news and go to town. Have a blast. But grab a pen and paper. And when you're watching the news, I want you to write down everything that's life-affirming, everything that's positive, everything that's God-sent, everything that's grace. In 30 minutes, you will have a blank freaking piece of paper. Unless there's an ad on that makes you laugh, and then you can write down, well, I did have a good laugh watching the evening news because there was a great commercial. But that's probably the only thing that's going to lift your spirits. And if you want to keep going down that road of what you watch, and you think that you can continue to watch the news without it having any negative effect on who you are and who you're becoming, see, that's when we're part of the problem. We are all changing. I'm changing. I'm becoming more irritable. I'm becoming less patient. I see it. I know it. I'm a little frustrated with myself. because I have very high standards and I'm not reaching them at this very point. Because just like everyone else, at some point in time during the day, someone's going to get my ear and talk about how this isn't right and this isn't right and this person shouldn't be in office. And I go, oh my freaking God. And I just walk away. But it doesn't mean it doesn't affect me. It doesn't mean when I'm working with clients and they're talking about all the insanity and I let them vent, because that's my role as a counselor, is to let them vent. But I'm listening to that and I'm hearing it. I decided to do this video today. Part of it is for myself, because I've got to wake my own ass up. And I've got to get myself at the level that I know I can be and sustain it for the rest of my life. I have been doing that. Since the COVID began, I have yet to watch any news. Now it's going down 4 years, I guess. And I'm not going to change. I encourage you to do the same. Number 2, what are you listening to? Are you listening to the political insanity on the radio? Are you listening to the political insanity on podcasts? You're part of the problem. Do you have the strength to accept that you're part of the problem? Do you have that strength? I do. I know I'm part of the problem. Because the minute my ears hear something negative, what's the first thing that a human being wants to do? He wants to share that negative news. It's called mass consciousness. We've been conditioned, He who knows the most about insanity of world wars will be heralded in his neighborhood. Isn't that fascinating? But that's the truth in America. Oh, I know. No. Oh, you haven't heard the latest? Oh, you haven't heard this? Oh, then you're not on top of it. Let me update you. Let me educate you. That's the words of an ignorant man or woman. That's the words of someone who doesn't understand that media is based on money. Television ads are what drives content. And when content doesn't get the ratings that we expect it should from a media, they'll just increase the content until they hit your trigger, until they hit your emotional zone. And then they've got you hooked. And then you're going to return the next day and the next day and the next day. Number 3, first thing in the morning, eliminate all electronics. All electronics, completely. No television, no iPad, no iPhone, no nothing for 1 hour. Spend time in prayer, meditation, journaling. Who we hang out with is next. If you're hanging out with people that are into these conversations on a regular basis, you are part of the problem. And I know you want to say, David, but wait a minute. They're the ones doing the talking, but you're the ones doing the listening. And when you're listening to people's nonsense and insanity from YouTube or some other freaking crazy place that they're having these people get all riled up, they know how to push your buttons, ladies and gentlemen. They know how to get you to come back. They know how to get you to donate. It's all in science. Just look at the science out there with MRI technology. When dopamine receptors, serotonin receptors are hit, those are feel-good receptors, right? Well, these insane people know how to hit them. And then all of a sudden you're back for more. And then all of a sudden you find yourself arguing. Or you find yourself not taking care of yourself physically, not going to the gym, not eating healthy, drinking more than you want to. This is just all the end result of a world gone mad. But if we were to stop right now, which we're going to in a minute, and you were just to follow some of these tips that I'm giving you, when someone talks to you about something, you shut up. You don't talk it and share it to the next person, some kind of gossip nonsense. I don't care if it's about celebrities or about politicians or whatever. You just shut up. You don't say anything. You don't share it. Because once you do, guess what? We're part of the problem again. And I have to watch myself. I'm not perfect at all. And I stumble and I make mistakes. I woke up today feeling like crap. And I have the power. I'm the only one that has the power to change that within inside myself. And you have the same thing. But what's the difference between you waking up and turning on the news first thing in the morning? Or, even though I don't want you using electronics, what's the difference between that and listening to a speech by Gandhi or Nelson Mandela or Martin Luther King Jr.? A little bit of a difference, isn't there? There's going to be a slight difference with what you feed your brain first thing in the morning, noon, and at night. And if you follow just these few tips right here, we have a chance to begin slowly to turn this world around. I hope you'll join me, because it's a hell of a lot more fun than the crap we're sitting in right now, isn't it? I think you can agree with me. We have 3 books absolutely free at the website, talkdavid.com. Comment below, share this video. Anything that you can do in this world to decrease your involvement with mass consciousness and mass media is going to be one of the best things you've ever done in your life. If you need help, reach out to me at talkdavid.com. Same place you can get the books. You've been tuned into the most positive and realistic podcast in the world, Galaxy, Universe, wherever you want to call it. David Essel Live, right here on Buzzsprout.com. Many more programs like this at Buzzsprout. Just go to buzzsprout.com, Google David Essel, you'll find my page, and we have thousands of hours of videos and thousands of, or I should say of audios, thousands of hours of interviews with different people, and plus all of these one-on-ones that I do just for you guys. So I hope you have a beautiful day. I look forward to connecting the next time we are together. Bye now.